Act 2 of the Yeoman of the Guard.
The Merry Jests of Hugh Ambrose, number 7863. The poor wit and the rich counsellor. A certain poor wit, being an hungered, did meet a well-fed counsellor. Marry, fool, quoth the counsellor, whither away? In truth, said the poor wag, in that I have eaten naught these days, I do wither away, and that right rapidly. The counsellor laughed hugely and gave him a sausage. The counsellor was easier to please than my new master, the lieutenant. I should like to take post under that counsellor. It is but melancholy mumming when poor, heartbroken, jilted Jack Point must needs turn to Hugh Ambrose for original light humour.
Master Point.
Friend jailer, jailer that wast, jailer that never shalt be more, jailer that jailed not all that jailed, if jail he did so unjailily that 'twas but jelly jailing, or jailing in joke, though no joke to him, who by unjail like jailing did so jeopardise his jailership. Come, take heart, smile, laugh, wink, twinkle, thou tormentor that tormentest none, thou racker that rackest not, thou pincher out of place. Come, take heart and be merry as I am. As I am.
'Tis well for thee to laugh. Thou hast a good post, and hast cause to be merry.
Cause? Have we not all cause? Is not the world a big butt of humour into which all who will may drive a gimlet? I am a salaried wit, and is there aught in nature more ridiculous? A poor, dull, heartbroken man who must needs be merry or he will be whipped, who must rejoice lest he starve, who must jest you, jibe you, quip you, crank you, rack you, riddle you from hour to hour, from day to day, from year to year, lest he dwindle, perish, starve, pine, and die.
Yeah.
Why, when there's naught else to laugh at, I laugh at myself, till I ache for it.
Yet, I've often thought that a jester's calling would suit me to a hair.
Thee? Would suit thee, thou death's head and crossbones?
I've a pretty wit, a light, airy, joysome wit, spiced with anecdotes of prison cells and the torture chamber. Oh, a very delicate wit. I've tried it on many a prisoner, and there have been some who smiled. Now, it's not easy to make a prisoner smile, and it should not be difficult to be a good jester, seeing that thou art one.
Difficult? Oh, nothing easier. Nothing easier. Attend, and I will prove it to thee. Oh, Private Buffoon is a light-hearted loon if you listen to popular rumour. From the morn to the night he's so joyous and bright, and he bubbles with wit and good humour. He's so quaint and so terse, both in prose and in verse, yet the people forgive his transgression. There are one or two rules that all family fools must observe if they love their profession. There are one or two rules, half a dozen maybe, that all family fools of whatever degree must observe if they love their profession. If you wish to succeed as a jester, you'll need to consider each person's a wrinkler. What is all right for B will quite scandalise C, for C is so very particular. And D may be dull, and D's very thick skull is as empty and brains as a ladle. While F is F sharp, and will cry with a carp that he's known your best joke from your cradle. But he's humour they flout, you can't let yourself go, but it does put you out when a person says, "Oh, I have known that old joke from my cradle." When your master is surly from getting up early, and tempers are short in the morning, an inopportune joke is enough to provoke him to give you at once a month's warning. Then if you refrain, he is at you again, for he likes to get value for money. He'll ask then and there, with an impudent stare, if you know that you're paid to be funny. It adds to the task of a merriman's place when your principal asks with a scowl on his face, if you know that you're paid to be funny. Comes a bishop maybe, or a solemn DD, or beware of his anger provoking. Better not pull his hair, don't stick pins in his chair, he don't understand practical joking. If the jest that you crack have an orthodox smack, you may get a bland smile from their sages, but should they by chance be imported from France, half a crown is stopped out of your wages. It's a general rule, though your zeal may quench, if the family fool tells a joke that's too French, half a crown is stopped out of his wages. Though your head it may rack with a bilious attack and your senses with toothache you're losing, don't be mopey and flat, they don't find you for that if you're properly quaint and amusing. Though your wife ran away with a soldier that day and took with her your trifle of money, bless your heart, they don't mind, they're exceedingly kind. They don't blame you so long as you're funny. It's a comfort to feel if your partner should fit, though you suffer a deal, they don't mind it a bit. They don't blame you so long as you're funny. And so thou wouldst be a jester, eh?
I?
Now listen. My sweetheart, Elsie Maynard, secretly went to this Fairfax half an hour ere he escaped.
She did well.
She did nothing of the kind, so hold thy peace and perpend. Now while he liveth, She is dead to me, and I to her. And so, my jibes and jokes notwithstanding, I am the saddest and the sorriest dog in England.
Thou art a very dull dog indeed.
Now, if thou wilt swear that thou didst shoot this Fairfax while he was trying to swim across the river, it needs but the discharge of an arquebus on a dark night, and that he sank and was seen no more. I'll make thee the very Archbishop of Jesters, and that in 2 days' time. Now, what sayest thou?
I am to lie.
Heartily. But thy lie must be a lie of circumstance, which I will support with testimony of eyes, ears, and tongue.
And thou wilt qualify me as a jester.
As a jester among jesters. I will teach thee all my original songs, my self-constructed riddles, my own ingenious paradoxes, nay, more. I will reveal to thee the source whence I get them. Now, what sayest thou?
Well, if it's a lie thou wantest of me, I hold it cheap enough, and I say yes, it is a bargain.
Hereupon we both agreed, all that we two do agree to secure by solemn deed, to prevent all elemental, you and Elsie are to call, with the story grim and gory.
How that Fairfax died and all, I declare to, you're to swear to.
I to swear to,
I declare to,
I to swear to,
I declare to,
I to swear to, I declare to, I to swear to. Tell a tale of cock and bull, of convincing detail full. Tale tremendous and defend us, what a tale of cock and bull. In return for my own part, I am making undertaking to instruct you in the art amazing, wonder raising of a jester, jesting free, proposition, animation,
and a lively one on me. Wagga wagging, never flagging,
wagga wagging,
never flagging,
wagga wagging,
never flagging,
wagga wagging, never flagging, wagga wagging. Tell a tale of cock and bull, of convincing detail full. Tale tremendous and defend us, what a tale of cock and bull. What a tale of cock, what a tale of cock. What a tale of cock and bull, and defend us, what a tale of cock and bull.
Two days gone and no news of poor Fairfax. The dolts, they seek him everywhere, save within a dozen yards of his own dungeon. And so I am free. Free but for the cursed haste with which I rushed headlong into the bonds of matrimony with her. Heaven knows, as far as I can remember, she should have been young. But even had her face not been concealed by her kerchief, I doubt whether in my then blight I would have taken much note of her. Free. Oh, the tar bonds were but a thread of silk compared with these conjugal fetters which I, fool that I was, placed upon mine own hands. From the one I broke readily enough. How to break the other? Free from his fetters grim, free to depart, free both in life and limb, in all but heart, bound to an unknown bride for good and ill. Ah, is not one so tied, a prisoner still, a prisoner still. Ah, is not one so tied, a prisoner still. Free, yet in fetters held till his last hour. Gyves that no smith can weld, nor rust devour. thy pretty charge Elsie Maynard?
Well enough, sir. She is quite strong again and leaves us tonight.
Thanks to Dame Carruthers' kind nursing, eh?
Deuce take the old witch. 'Twas but a sorry trick you played me, sir, to bring the fainting girl to me. It gave the old lady an excuse for taking up her quarters in my house, and for the last 2 years, I've avoided her like the plague. Another day of it, she would have married me. Good Lord, here she is again. I'll even go.
Nay, Countess Beryl, don't go. I have something of grave import to say to thee.
It's coming.
In faith, I think I'm not wanted here.
Nay, Master Leonard, for I've naught to say to thy father, but his son may not hear.
True, I am one of the family. I had forgotten.
'Tis about this Elsie Maynard, a pretty girl, Master Leonard.
My fairest peach blossom. What then?
She hath a liking for thee, or I mistake not.
With all my heart, she's as dainty a little maid as you'll find on a midsummer day's march.
Then be warned in time, and give not thy heart to her. Oh, I know what it is to give my heart to one who will have none of it.
Aye, she knows all about that. And why is my boy to take heed of her? She's a good girl, Dame Carruthers.
Good enough for aught I know, but she's no girl. She's a married woman.
A married woman. Tush, old lady. She's promised to Jack Point, the lieutenant's new jester.
Tush in thy teeth, old man. As my niece Kate sat by her bedside today, this Elsie slept. And as she slept, she moaned and groaned and turned this way and that way. And how shall I marry one I have never seen? Quoth she. Then, 100 crowns, quoth she. Then, is it certain he will die in an hour? Quoth she. Then, I love him not, and yet I am his wife, quoth she. Is it not so, Kate?
Aye, aunt, 'tis even so.
Art thou sure of all this?
Aye, sir, for I wrote it all down on my tablets.
Now mark my words, it was of this fair facts she spake, and he is her husband, or I'll swallow my kirtle.
Is it true, sir?
True, right, the girl was raving. Why should she marry a man who had but in a heart to live?
Marry? There be those who would marry but for a minute, rather than die old maids.
Aye, I know one of them.
Strange adventure, maiden wedded to a crew she'd never seen, never seen. Crew about to be beheaded in an hour on Tower Green, Tower Green. Crew in dreary dungeon lying, crew as good as dead or dying, for a pretty maid sighing, pretty maid of 17, 17. Strange adventure that we're throwing, modest maid and gallant crew. Gallant crew. While the funeral bell is tolling, tolling, bing a boom, bing a boom. Modest maiden will not tarry, though but 16 years she carry. She must marry, though the altar be a tomb. Tower, tomb. Tower tomb, though the altar be a tomb. Tower, tower. So my mysterious bride is none other than this winsome Elsie. By my head, 'tis no such ill plunge in fortune's lucky bag. I might have fed worse with my eyes open. Now to test her principles. 'Tis not every husband who has a chance of wooing his own wife. Mistress Elsie,
Master Leonard.
so thou leavest us tonight.
Yes, Master Leonard. I have been kindly tended, and I almost fear I am loath to go.
And this Fairfax, wast thou glad when he escaped?
Why, truly, Master Leonard, it is a sad thing that a young and gallant gentleman should die in the very fullness of his life.
So when thou didst faint in my arms, it was for joy at his safety.
It may be so. I was highly wrought, Master Leonard, and I am but a girl, and so when I am highly wrought, I faint.
Now dost thou know, I am consumed with a parlous jealousy.
Thou, and of whom?
Why, this Fairfax, surely.
Of Colonel Fairfax.
Aye. Shall I be frank with thee? Elsie, I love thee ardently, passionately. I have loved thee these 2 days, which is a long time, and I would fain join my life to thine.
Master Leonard, thou art jesting.
Jesting? May I shrivel into raisins if I jest? I love thee with a love that is a frenzy, with a love that is a fever, with a love that eateth up my heart. Now, what sayest thou? Thou wilt not let my heart be eaten up.
Oh, mercy, what am I to say?
Dost thou love me, or hast thou been insensible these 2 days?
I love all brave men.
Nay, there is love in excess. I thank heaven that there are many brave men in England, but if thou lovest them all, I withdraw my thanks.
I love the bravest best. But, sir, I may not listen. I am not free. I am a wife.
Thou, a wife? Whose? His name, his hours are numbered. Name, his grave is dug, and his epitaph set up. Come, his name.
Oh, sir, keep my secret, for it is the only barrier that fate could set up between us. My husband is none other than Colonel Fairfax.
The greatest villain unhung, the most ill-favoured, ill-mannered, ill-natured, ill-omened, ill-tempered dog in Christendom.
Aye, it is very like. He is naught to me, for I never saw him. I was blindfolded, and he was to have died within the hour, but he did not die. And so now I am wedded to him, and my heart is broken.
He was to have died, and he did not die. The scoundrel, the perjured, traitorous villain. Thou shouldst have insisted on his dying first to make sure 'tis the only way with these Fairfaxes.
I now wish I had.
Bloodthirsty little maiden. Oh, think for this Fairfax. Be mine. He will never know. He dares not show himself, and if he dare, what art thou to him? Fly with me, Elsie. We shall be married tomorrow, and thou shalt be the happiest wife in England.
Master Leonard, I am amazed. Is it thus that brave soldiers speak to poor girls? Oh, for shame. For shame, I am wed. Not the least because I love not my husband, but I am a wife, sir. And I have a duty. And, sir, thy words terrify me, for they are not honest. They are wicked words that unworthy that great and brave heart. Oh, shame upon thee. Shame upon thee.
Hey, Elsie, I didn't put jest. I speak.
Hark! What was that, sir?
My arm was spied from the wharf, unless I much mistake.
Strange, and at such an hour. What can it mean?
Now what can that have been? A shot so late at night, enough to cause a fright. What can that more to mean?
Foreign in the land is not the Tory red.
That is not
The Tory red. It was dangerous at hand.
What danger is at hand?
Who fired that shot? At once the truth declare.
My lord, 'twas I to rashly judge Forbear.
My lord, 'twas he to rashly judge Forbear.
Like a ghost his vigil keeping,
Or a spectre all appalling.
I beheld a figure creeping.
I should rather call it crawling.
He was creeping,
He was crawling.
he was creeping, creeping,
Crawling.
he was creeping,
He was crawling.
he was creeping, creeping,
Crawling.
Not a moment's hesitation, I myself upon him flung. With a hurried explanation to his draperies I hung. Then we close to one another in a rough and tumble smother. Colonel
struggle,
Be by dint of stronger muscle,
or by some infernal juggle.
from his clutches quickly sliding,
I should rather call it slipping,
with the view no doubt of hiding,
or escaping to the ship.
with a gasp and with a shiver.
I describe it as a shiver.
Down he dived into the river, and at last I cannot swim. It's enough to make one shiver with a gasp and with a quiver. Down he dived into the river. Ingenuity is catching with the view, my king, of pleasing up with us from sentry snatching.
I should rather call it seizing.
With an ounce or two of lead, I dispatched him through the head.
With an ounce or two of lead, he dispatched him through the head.
I discharged it without winking. Little time I lost in thinking. Like a stone, I saw him sinking.
I should say a lump of lead.
He discharged it without winking. Little time he lost in thinking. Like a stone, I saw him sinking.
I should say a lump of lead.
Like a stone, my boy, I said.
Like a heavy lump of lead.
Like a stone, my boy, I said.
Like a heavy lump of lead.
Anyhow, the man is dead, whether stone or lump of lead.
Anyhow, the man is dead, whether stone or lump of lead. Upward bus and sentry seizing with a view is king of blazing. Upward bus and sentry seizing with a view is king of blazing. But we shot him through the head, and he's very, very dead. And it matters very little whether stone or lump of lead. It is very, very simple, it's very, very dead.
No time be lost. The body must be found at any cost. To this attend without undue delay. So set to work with what dispatch we may.
Yes, yes, we set to work with what dispatch we may. Nay, sweetheart, be comforted. This Fairfax was but a pestilent fellow, and as he had to die, he might as well die thus as any other way. 'Twas a good death.
But still he was my husband. And nonetheless, had he not been, he was a living man, and now he is dead. So my tears may flow unchidden, Master Point.
And thou didst see all this.
Aye, with both eyes at once, this and that. The testimony of one eye is not, he may lie, but when it is corroborated by the other, it is good evidence that none may gainsay. Here are both present in court, ready to swear to him.
But art thou sure it was Colonel Fairfax? Saw you his face?
Aye, but a plaguey, ill-favoured face, too. A very hangdog face, a felon face. A face to fright the headsman himself and make him strike a rye. Oh, a plaguey bad face, take my word for it. Oh, they laugh. 'Tis ever thus with simple folk. An accepted wit has but to say, pass the mustard, and they roar their ribs out.
If ever I come to life again, thou shalt pay for this, Master Point.
Now, Elsie, thou art free to choose again. So, behold, me. I am young and well-favoured. I have a pretty wit. I can jest you, jibe you, quip you, crank you, rack you, riddle you.
Hush, man, thou knowest not how to woo. 'Tis not to be done with time-worn jests and threadbare sophistries, with quips, conundrums, rhymes, and paradoxes. 'Tis an art in itself, and must be studied gravely and conscientiously. A man who'd woo a fair maid should apprentice himself to the trade, and study all day in methodical way how to flatter, cajole, and persuade. He should apprentice himself at 14, and practice from morning to evening. And when he's of age, if he will not engage, he may capture the heart of a queen, the heart of a queen.
It is purely a matter of skill,
Which all may attain if they will.
but every jockey must study the land if he wants to make sure of his skill.
If he wants to make sure of his deal.
If he's made the best use of
done thus. Mistress Elsie, there is one here who, as thou knowest, loves thee right well.
That he does. Right well.
He is but a man of poor estate, but he hath a loving, honest heart. He will be a true and trusty husband to thee, and if thou wilt be his wife, thou shalt lie curled up in his heart, like a little squirrel in its nest.
'Tis a pretty figure. A maggot in a knot lies closer, but a squirrel will do.
He knoweth that thou wast a wife, an unloved and unloving wife. His poor heart was me to break him. But now that thine unloving husband is dead and thou art free, he would fain pray that thou wouldst hearken unto him and give him hope that thou wouldst one day be his.
He presses her hands, and he whispers in her ear. Oddsbodikins, what does it mean?
Now, sweet love, what sayest thou? Wilt thou be this poor good fellow's wife?
If the good brave man, is he a brave man?
So men say.
That's not true, but let it pass.
Then, if the brave man will be content with a poor penniless untaught maid,
Widow, but let that pass.
then she will be his true and loving wife, and that with her heart of hearts.
My own dear love!
Why, what's all this? Brother, it is not seemly.
I can't let that pass. Hold, enough, Master Leonard. An advocate should have his fee, but methinks thou art overpaying thyself.
Nay, that is for Elsie to say. I promised thee I would show thee how to woo. Herein lies the proof of the virtue of that teaching. Go thou and apply it elsewhere.
When a wooer goes a-wooing, naught is truer than his joy.
Maiden hushing all his suing, boldly blushing, bravely coy, boldly blushing.
Oh, the happy days of
Oh, the sighing and the suing, when a wooer goes a-wooing, all the sweets that never cloy. When a brother leaves his sister for another, sister weeps, 'tis that trickle, 'tis that blister, 'tis but mickle, sister reaps, 'tis that trickle, 'tis that blister.
all the doing and undoing.
Oh, the doing and undoing, oh, the sighing and the suing, when a brother goes a-wooing, and a sobbing sister weeps.
When a jester is outwitted, feelings fester, heart is led, food for fishes, only fitted, jester wishes he was dead. Food for fishes, only fitted, jester wishes he was dead.
Oh, the doing and undoing, oh, the sighing and the suing, when a jester goes a-wooing, and he wishes he was dead. Oh, the doing and undoing, oh, the sighing and pretended I was his dearly loving sister, and did everything I could think of to make folk believe I was his loving sister. And this is his gratitude. Before I pretend to be sister to anybody again, I'll turn nun and be sister to everybody. One as much as another.
Tears, eh? What a plague art thou grizzling for now?
Why am I grizzling? Thou hast often wept for jealousy. Well, 'tis for jealousy that I weep now. I, yellow, bilious, jaundiced jealousy. So make the most of that, Master Wilfrid.
I have never given thee cause for jealousy. The lieutenant's cookmaid and I are but the merest gossips.
Jealous of thee? I am jealous of no craven cock on a hill who crows about what he do and he dared. I am jealous of another and a better man than thou. Set that down, Master Wilfrid. And he is to marry Elsie Maynard, the pale little fool. Set that down, Master Wilfrid. And my heart is well nigh broken. There, thou hast it all. Make the most of it.
The man thou lovest is to marry Elsie Maynard. Why, that's none other than thy brother, Leonard Merrill.
Oh, mercy, what have I said?
Why, what manner of a brother is this? Thou lying little jade! Who is this man whom thou hast called brother, and fondled, and coddled, and kissed, with my connivance too? Oh, Lord, with my connivance. Ha! Should it be this Fairfax? It is! It's Fairfax! It is accursed Fairfax! It's Fairfax! Fairfax who...
Whom thou hast just socked through the head, and who lies at the bottom of the river!
I may be mistaken. We are but fallible mortals, the best of us. I'll make sure.
Say, one word. I think it cannot be Fairfax. Mind I say I think. Because thou hast just slain Fairfax. But whether he be Fairfax or no Fairfax, he is to marry Elsie. And as thou hast shot him through the head, and he is dead, be content with that. And I will be thy wife.
Is that sure?
Aye, sure enough, for there's no help for it. Thou art a very brute, but even brutes must marry, I suppose.
My beloved!
Phoebe, rejoice, for I bring glad tidings. Colonel Fairfax's reprieve was signed 2 days since, but it was foully and maliciously kept back by Secretary Poltwistle, who designed that you should arrive after the Colonel's death. It hath just come to hand, and is now in the Lieutenant's possession.
Then the Colonel is free! Oh, kiss me, my dear! Kiss me again and again!
Odds spots! Death of my life! Are you mad? Am I mad? Are we all mad?
Oh, my dear! I'm well nigh crazed with joy!
Why, come away from him, thou hussy, thou jade, thou kissing, clinging cockatrice. And as for thee, sir, devil take thee, I'll rip thee like a herring for this, I'll skin thee for it, I'll cleave thee to the chine. Phoebe, who is this man?
Peaceful, he is my brother.
Another brother! Are there any more of them? Produce them all at once and let me know the worst!
This is the real Leonard Dolt. The other was but his substitute. The real Leonard, I say, my father's own son.
How do I know this? Has he brother writ large on his brow? I mistrust thy brothers. Thou art but a false jade.
Now, Wilfrid, be just. Truly, I did deceive thee before, but it was to save a precious life. And to save it, not for me, but for another. They are to be wed this very day. Is not that enough for thee? Come. I am thy Phoebe, thy very own. And we will be wed in a year or 2 or 3 at most. Is not that enough for thee?
Phoebe, hast thou heard the brave news?
Aye, father.
I'm nigh mad with joy. Why, what's all this?
Oh, father, he discovered our secret through my folly, And the price of his silence is...
Phoebe's heart.
Oh dear, no, Phoebe's hand.
It's the same thing.
Is it?
'Tis pity, but the colonel had to be saved at any cost. And as thy folly revealed our secret, thy folly must e'en suffer for it. Dame Carruthers!
So, this is a plot to shield this art fiend, and I have detected it. A word from me and 3 heads besides his would roll from their shoulders.
Nay, Colonel Fairfax is reprieved. Yet if my complicity in his escape were known, plague on the old meddler. There is nothing for it. Hush, pretty one. Such bloodthirsty words ill become those cherry lips.
Sergeant Merrill.
Why, look ye, Chuck. For several months, I've thought to myself, there's snug love saving up in that middle-aged bosom for someone. And why not for thee? That's me. So take heart and tell her, that's thee, that thou, that's me, lovest her thee, and well, I'm a miserable old man and I've done it, and that's me. But not a word about Fairfax. The price of thy silence is...
Merrill's heart.
No, Merrill's hand.
It's the same thing.
Is it?
Rapture, when us watery flushed with rapture seems the notary. Joy and jollity, there is quality, range, equality. Rapture, joy and jollity, there is quality, range, equality. Rapture.
Doleful, when humanity with its soulful love, satanity, courting privity, down declivity, seeks captivity. Doleful, courting privity, down declivity, seeks captivity. Doleful.
Joyful, when virginity seeks all joyful man's affinity. Fate of flowering, light and flowering, is another joyful, fate of flowering, light and flowering, is another joyful.
Ghastly, when man's soul, firstly, lastly, off to mournful, after harrying, years to harrying, goes on marrying. Ghastly,
Joyful,
ghastly,
joyful,
ghastly.
Comes the pretty young bride of blushing, timidly shrinking. Set all thy fears aside, cheerily pretty young bride. Brave is the youth to whom thy lords would willingly Flower of valor is he, loving as loving can be. Brightly thy summer is shining, brightly thy summer is shining. Fair as the dawn of the day. Take him, be true to him, tender his due to him. Honor him, honor him, and obey. 'Tis said that joy in full perfection comes only once to womankind. That are the times on close inspection, some lurking bit of wish
pretty one, I bring to thee news, good or ill, it is for thee to say. My husband lives, and he is free, and comes to claim his bride this very day.
No, recall those words. It cannot be.
All thought of leaded metal set aside. Thou art mine own. I claim thee as my bride. Thou art his own, as he claims thee as his bride.
A suppliant at thy feet I fall. Thine heart will yield to pity's call.
Mine is a heart of massive rock, unmoved by sentimental shock. Thy husband he.
Leonard, my loved one, come to me. They bear me hence away. But though they take me far from thee, my heart is thine forever. My bruised heart, my broken heart is thine, my own forever. Is I am thy bride, but ere thy feet alone I slid the sea that placed me in thy power. Would I had died, so I obey. I am thy bride.
My own. Happiness, my soul is blind. Is this my joy they unalive? Yes, yes, with happiness their souls are cried. This is their joy they unalive. With happiness their souls are cried. This is the joy they unalive. Their joy they unalive. Unalive.
Oh, thoughtless crew, ye know not what ye do. Attend to me, and shed a tear or two. For I have a song to sing. Oh, it is sung to the moon by by a lord-lorn loon who fled from the mocking throng. Oh, it's a song of a merry man moping mum, whose soul was sad and whose glance was glum, who sipped no sop and who craved no crumb, as he sighed for the love of a lady.